Yo, what it do, fam? We are here, we are getting down. Alien Park sent me sample pack 3 and 4, and most importantly, we have some project files included. We're gonna go over them, look at how he does his song structure, how he composes his full drop, flow, everything. We need to see exactly how he gets the energy high. So let's check out the first demo. We'll go over some of the samples. Let's get in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on these videos. Share it with your homies. Alien Park is going hard. Let's look at this. Yes, sir. We're going to go over basically how he did all these little flow tricks, all the swells, the phrasing, how he does the dynamic switches and all the silences and the fills. So we're going to look into all this so we can learn how this guy gets down. First, let's check out the sample pack number 3. This is going to be full of basses made by him. Lots of good growls for like downbeats. Jeez. Regulars. These can be processed. These can be layered. Yes. Jeez. And he's basically using these when he's making these tracks. So we're going to see exactly how he's putting all these together. Sick. We also have some drums. Good drum loops. Real nice and clean. Some hats. All right, that's dope. Let's see how he does this drop. First off, we need to figure out what key he's in. I'm pretty sure he's using a cashmere sample as well for like the main melody lead. Yeah, right here. It's an E minor. And he pitched it down -4. So that's from E, D sharp, D, C sharp. So we're at E, go down, D sharp, down, D, down, C sharp, down, C, actually. So we're in C minor. We're going to check out the sub bass. This is in C as well, so that makes sense. All the regular basses are in C. Looks like that's our main note that we're choosing. If you see any Ds here, they are getting transposed down to C. All right, easy. And then we got like an ARP that he made to add more energy in the build. It's in C minor, it says. You see it goes the 1st, the 3rd, the 4th, 5th. So 1, 3, 4, 5. Skipping the diminished note. And lots of sweeps, you know, the effects really, there's a lot. So we got sweeps going down, we got the brass, the Hans Zimmer brass. You know, the casual brass. Yeah, so intro, fairly simple. We have these drums. he filters out these drums. So that's cool to see. And we can go ahead and check the main drum loop. No processing, just his samples. Check out the hat. We have a little silence at the beginning to add groove. His sidechain is being used by the utility, just ducking all the main bass sounds. It's a pretty heavy duck too. So nice getting those drums to punch through. And then let's go ahead and check out the actual like fake out pre-drop section.
Let me show you how it's done.
Cool, so the drop is basically here. And then we're going to...
Let me show you how it's done.
Okay, so that's the pre-drop. The drop's at 49, pre-drop's at 48. So we have the pre-drop adding energy.
Let me show you how it's done.
Got the fake out that starts. 2-bar fake out. During this 2-bar fake out, we're filtering out. So we're using this EQ8 to filter. And as soon as the fake out's done, then we remove the EQ8. Check out this automation on the reverb as well that's happening during the fake out. And then before the actual drop starts pumping, we have this vocal. Really clean phrasing here. Let's go on and check out our first 4-bar phrase. So if we grab 4 bars after... Yeah, okay. So we grab 4 bars after the fake out. And you can kind of see our first phrase. So I'm going to call this B and call this A. Now the fake out, which is this drop here, this may not be part of the 16 bars. So we're going to basically highlight all this and see how long it is. So it looks like this is a full 16. And then this 2 bars is an extra on top of the 16 for the drop, which is common. Usually your drop is like 16 or 32 bars, and then the fake out would just be like extra time added, whether it be 2, 4, 8 bars. Cool. So then we're going to go ahead and mark our other phrases. And just so we can see this easier. Cool. So in our first phrase, you'll see the call and response going on here. So there's no sub. We just have the kick. Remember, we had the little silence for the hat. We have this little glitched out sample that he did here, repeating it. We have multiple layers. That with this. So like a mid grungy layer. Check out the EQs here. He's EQing very heavily on all these basses. So 225 EQ'd on this one. This one is going to be 290. And then this one is going to be, let's see, 170. So the lowest he's going on his low cuts is 170 hertz. And the sub bass is going to be controlling basically all those hertz. So like, see his bass, it's at 240 right here. It's not at even the steepest cut. So we're letting these 100 to like, is this right here? Like 500. Yep, so it just starts going down towards 500 hertz. And you can see the harmonics in the sub. So these are really clean harmonics. We want these to be in the range where the mud is, rather than let mud creep through with the other basses. And that's how it gets it to sound so clean in the mix. When you listen to it, you can still feel a lot of mids. It's very mid heavy. So when he's producing it, all the frequencies coming through, 170 and up are nice, heavy, thick. It goes well with the sub. And the sub is being sustained. It's not going with the speed of the basses here. We have another sub here. It's a pitch bend sub. So at the end of the phrase, looks like he'll pitch bend this sub. And it looks like he's going from +12 down. Cool, so it's the same bass the whole time, and then we get to the end of the phrase, and it's a different bass with the pitch bend sub. So that's how we add different. So let's listen to this call, the response, and then the fill, which will be our 4-bar first phrase. And this is how we can really look at it. You see how that can just keep looping if you wanted to? Obviously, that would get repetitive, so that's why all these other phrases are slightly different. But let's check out the sustain. So if we turn off the sustain, let's listen to what that sounds like. So these sustains are doing a lot. It's 2 sustains layered. It's like a mid grungy one and a super high pitched, high frequency one. Looks like the EQs are being cut at 200 and 255, so deep low cuts. And then frequency shifter is used on this one. Turn it off. Yeah, so he'll be using frequency shifters often to really blend in a sustained bass with the sound. This is a perfect example. So this is originally what it sounded like. But he shifted it up 920. So that's awesome to see. Now let's listen to the full mix off. Sounds cool. Sounds also very cool. So amazing. Looks like he's also automating a frequency shifter in a different point. So halfway through the drop, we're going to be automating this frequency shifter on, and then this is going to be affecting this new sustain over here. It says this sustain is playing in D as well, and the frequency shifter is going down. So if we look at the C minor scale, D is in our scale. So this is a note we can use, and then we're shifting it ever so slightly down. And we have this sustain off, on. So this is really dope, using those frequency shifters on its sussies. That's the high pitch, and then we add the mid grungy layer. Cool. Let's go back to phrase. Now, phrase B is going to start with like a reverb swell. See how we're automating the reverb in this call section? We also have the sub being replaced with this. This is controlling the lows. It's being EQ'd out for this growl, and we're layering both of the growls at the same time. So this layer, main, and this layer, it's like the lows. Put them together. Big. And then we have the reverb automating. If you look at this mid-side EQ on the drop basses, he's getting the sides only and dipping it at 454. So he's like kind of turning down these frequencies at 450 hertz in the sides only. And this is cleaning it up as well. Very nice to see. G clip, we're clipping it at nothing. It's at 0. Okay. We'll be looking at the G clips too, making sure that we're aware of him turning anything up. So like this bass, for example, G clips turned on, not being turned up though. Same here. Check the sussies. Good. Good. Okay. Yeah, so these samples are fat.
Show you how it's done.
So phrase B starts with this growl. And then we keep the basses under here. And we keep the sustains, but we change up this bass only. And we're making the rhythm faster. Bump, 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 compared to this.
Show you how it's done.
Now, at the end of this phrase, it's twice as long for the fill. You see that? Usually our fill is half a bar, but now we're going full bar fill. This full bar fill has a vocal in it as well. So halfway through the drop, we're dropping in this vocal right before.
Show you how it's done.
Then halfway through the drop starts, and we're really switching it up halfway through, keeping it super interesting. Looks like the basses are going to be all changing. So you see, like over here we have bass 4, bass 36, bass 15, but now all of them have changed. So it's like bass 19, 37, 40. The sussie has changed too. The only thing that stayed the same is this mid-low sustain. Cool. Remember, all of them are playing C notes, keeping that constant.
Show you how it's done.
Cool. So same sub bass doing basically the same thing. Over here, we have another pitch bend sub right here during the call. We have different growl. So this is a growl that was bass 2 at the first, but then now we're switching up the growl halfway through the track. We also had bass 1 during the long bar.
Show you how it's done.
And this one
Show you.
is being EQ'd out. So we have the automation turned on during this growl.
Show you how it's done. Show you how it's done.
So just like in the background, very faint. So the vocal pops out even more. That's awesome to see. We also kill the drums. We just let one kick go.
Show you how it's done.
And a little reverse sweep from the hi-hat.
Show you how it's done.
Just adding dynamics. You know, this is like a more silent section in the song, so that phrase C hits even harder. Let's check out these basses. We got a little yoinky, fast little chuggy. You see, he chopped these up to 1937, so he's chopping up his own basses, creating flows with them, adding supporting basses underneath, and a little lasers too. So like these are the offbeats, the 0.2s and the 0.4s. So on his offbeats, he'll have some little laser sounds, adding more to the groove. You see that repeats, the laser repeats 3 times. Very strategic with how he's placing these to add the best groove. And then this one, the main one. If we turn this one off, then turn this one on. So this is like the main quarter note bass here, full intensity. Very nice. Sounds like comb filter, reverb filter. Sounds nice. So remember, these phrases starting with the call, ending with the fill. Usually the fill is always starting at the 0.3, which is where the snare hits. But remember, in the other section, we did a full bar.
Show you how it's done.
So you have these choices.
Show you.
Now, during this call, in D, we're completely changing up. We're removing the drums in this call, which is different from all the other phrases. You see how on the start of the other phrases, we have a kick starting on all of them? Not this one. So this is how he adds variation here. We have the reverse sweep. We have also the EQ8 turning on and the reverb swelling up or swelling down. So it looks like this is cool. So at the end of the last phrase, we swell up with the reverb, keep it swelled, and start to slowly go down during the call. Adding lots of movement with reverb and space here. Check that. That's super clean. That's super pro right there. That is dope. And then last phrase. So we switch up the quarter note bass. And we make the rhythm faster up here. So compare these two different phrases. Obviously, we're speeding up the energy as time progresses. Very cool to see. Keep the same sustain. And we end it with the full bar fill with the vocal. Then you can just break it down right there after 16 bars, or you can keep it going for another 32 bars, depending on your song. But dang, dude, Alien Park is killing the game with this. Dang. All right. This is pack 3. Let's check out pack 4. Let's listen to that track, and let's get it done. We're going to be going straight to Alien Park Sample Pack number 4 project, opening this up. And I want you guys to see, we didn't measure the LUFS on. Let's go. Boy, what the heck do we got going on here? Okay, that's a lot of energy. Let's break this down. First, let's look at the pack, though. Obviously, this whole project was made using the samples in this pack. Same with the last one. So we got all these basses. Whew. Jeez. How much? Oh my god, there's like 100. Oh my gosh. There is 100. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, you already know it's going down. Bro. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Got some sussies. It looks like these end ones are some sussies. La 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 la. Gosh, yes. Some drum loops. Perfect. And then our hats. Yes, sir. Okay. That's perfect. So let's go ahead and check out this drop here. All right, this is interesting. So if you look at the beginning, the build up, he's using this washout, and it starts at 109. So he's like killing the washout basically at the downbeats. And then once it's like he's doing a drop, but he's like not using a full drum loop. He's just using the hat and the drum and the sub on the call. He starts washing it out during the response. This right here's 2 bars. So let's look at that. And we're building. So like we sweep down and then we sweep up with simple snares going up. We have the pre-drop with this vocal. It's pitched down a lot. He like really warped that vocal really sick, and then he added some impact. And then we go to the drop, which starts to fake out again. We'll finally hit the dry basses sub. We do a 2-bar fake out again once it starts, and then we get into it. And then if we highlight the whole section here, this is 8 bars. So this is a full 16 bars. See, but this time the fake out is included with the 16 bars. So this is showing you can do both ways. I've seen both ways happen many times. As long as you have a full 16 bars to dance to, that's really the main thing. 16, 32 bars is good. Shout out for the growl and the sub. Sub sounds like it's pitching down. We'll check that. May not be. No, it's just being affected by the washout. You'll see the sub bass is being affected by the washout here, so you can't feel it. You can kind of hear it, but it's definitely being affected with the sub too, so that's important to keep note. We'll look at these basses. So solo this one. We'll look at this group though. We have reverb on 21%, extremely tight decay, 209 milliseconds. That's probably why he's doing it like this. No need to parallel process once it's super tight like that. 21%, 200 milliseconds. And then this first bass is a wet gargle. Cut at 211. Big low cuts. Check out this one. Little transient thing just for the beginning. 211 is where it's being cut. This one. And you see here, like, this is the same bass, but he's using the fades to make the rhythm feel better. So like big, small, smaller and tighter, and then just keeps that rhythm going. Big, small. I see him doing this a lot. This is really helpful. Brum, 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 brum. It like adds some sick flow. He's doing the same thing with this bass underneath. It's just a different bass. Not as much, but still faded differently. So we have our main quarter note basses being supported with this bass. Then we have that sick, wet, gargly layer layered with all of them. It makes it really nice. And remember, these are being cut pretty heavily. The bass 37 is the one that's being cut the least at 163 hertz. So this is the most we're allowing to come through is at 160. And then our sub bass is controlling the rest of those frequencies. So you can see here, really nice sub, lots of harmonics. Very clean. And then if we solo the sidechain group, you'll see that we have the same utility going on for the side chains. Lots of washouts being used in this. You know, we have washouts happening in the vocal as effect during the buildup, also during the fake out. So these washouts are doing a lot. Looks like we have double washouts too. So washouts on the sidechain group, and we got a washout on this bass group too. So we're doubling washouts in some sections, it looks like. Like that section, we're doubling the washout. In the vocals, we're doubling the washout. So it looks like we can be using the washouts at the same time to get even more effect combined with the reverb. Okay, so that's going to be the beginning. We can call this phrase B. We can call this phrase D. Split it up. So our first phrase is half of a fake out and then half of the drop. Remember, at the end of our phrase, we have our fill section. It looks like we're doing a little different bass. Almost sounds like a glitch because of the washout. Then our call. So we got a full bar fill with the vocal. We have the call at the beginning. You know, see, for these full 8 bars, we kind of have the same rhythm and basses playing, because since the fake out took out 2 bars, we can let these basses ride out for a while. Then we took out another full bar, so it doesn't sound repetitive at all, even though it's 8 bars that just played, because of how many fake outs, fills we have going on here. It's awesome. Halfway through the drop, we're now switching it up, making it go faster with these. Bass 68, so it's the same bass, just going at a different rhythm, going faster. And it looks like we keep everything else the same. That's the only thing that changes there. Except the sussy. We add a sustain and add more energy with this sussy. Now I assume all of these are note C. It doesn't actually say, but since our sub bass is in C, since we're like our main lows are riding the C note, I assume all of our basses are C too. So we can check by like throwing some of these in the key finder, just to double check. That says B minor, A flat minor, B minor. And then we can look at the C minor scale. Now some of the notes, like B, are not in the scale. Other notes like A flat, for example, are. This key finder also might not be 100% accurate, so we got to take that into consideration too, but it's always nice to know like what note the basses are in. Seems like usually he's writing his basses in like C. Like if we look at the volume 3, see how all these are in C. Some of them are in D, like C and D. So just like usually he'll stick this way, but some of these like D sharp, D. So he'll be using other notes too. So I just want to be aware of like the notes being played. You can analyze it in multiple different key softwares if you need to. And that'll help if you need to get things perfectly in key. This is crazy, man. Lots of energy. Alien Park is just going so hard. I'm so happy he's in the US touring and just killing it like he should be. I've been listening to him forever, and he deserves it, man. He got all those bangers. He can make bangers this fast, this easy. That's the level we need to get at. Sound design is key. Also, this arrangement is big too. That's why I wanted to go over exactly how he structures these phrases, how he gathers his flow, how he keeps the energy progressing and keeps the audience interested. So important. We don't want to sound repetitive. We don't want to sound predictable. So these are the tricks to get it done. Hope you guys enjoy this, man. You guys stay fresh, keep it real all day. I'm doing lessons all the time. Hit me up if you need a lesson. You can book one. Sample pack is on my website, dripment.com. See you guys later. Peace out.
I don't give a fuck.